A little say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. Thank you. We would like to say something about nothing. And the thing that we would like to say is that nothing is still something. We have discussed the idea of the difference between what we call all that is, what you in your society typically refer to as God. The difference between that and what we have referred to as the one. Now, it's all, in a sense, God, if you want to use that term. But the one, as we have discussed, is a homogeneous, unbroken experience of existence that within itself has no awareness of itself, has no experience of itself. When it has been discussed, either in metaphysics or in science, that everything came from nothing, it's not really about the idea of non-existence. That's very different than nothing. And that's why we said nothing is still something.
So the thing with the following excitement, like there's a lot of times feeling like we have these like learned impulses, reactions that are like addictive behaviors. Sometimes
Yes.
There's things that just like pull us so much.
That's why you need to find out the definitions that create that experience and let them go.
Right.
It all starts with the definitions you've been taught, most of which are unconscious. That's why it's so important to bring them into conscious recognition, because you can't work with them if you don't know what they are, because feelings don't exist in a vacuum. Anything you feel has to originate in a definition you believe to be true first. You cannot have a feeling if you don't have a definition first. So if you have a feeling, you can always trace it back to what you have to believe is true in order to have the feeling experience.
So it can be something that feels really exciting, that you're really attracted to, but it may be coming from a belief that's not appropriate.
You have to be honest within yourself as to whether you're disguising your anxiety as excitement or dampening your excitement and making it look like anxiety. You have to first be honest about what you're doing to generate the feeling, yes. But once you clarify that it might actually be coming from a positive and aligned definition, then it's truly representative of your excitement. If you're honest enough to realize that you might have been glossing over an anxiety from a negative definition and making it appear to be exciting because you're afraid to look at it, then you have an honest understanding of how you're doing that and how to change that by getting in touch with the actual definition and letting it go and not being afraid to do so. Because the idea of addiction is simply that you have a system of beliefs that make you feel disconnected from your source, disconnected from your power, and it feels like an empty hole. And because you have not been taught how to fill that, how to feel that you are connected, you try to gain control by filling that emptiness with everything that doesn't actually fill it. Mm-hmm. That's an addiction. Mm-hmm. But once you understand that that's the cause of it, that you believe in an emptiness within yourself, then you can understand that the only reason you feel empty is that you're creating that feeling of emptiness. You can't actually be empty. Because you are full and totally connected, you can create the experience of being empty, but you have to be connected and full to create an experience of being disconnected and empty. That's the paradox. Mm-hmm. You have to know that you're always in control. Even when you feel out of control, you're controlling that. You can never actually be empty. You can never actually be out of control. You can never actually be disconnected, but you can use your connection, your fullness, to make it seem as if you are empty and out of control.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.